It's like a balancing act on this. Trying to keep it at 6. Because it just swings slightly to 7 and then it goes.
Righto, so we are heading to Refuge Bay today up on the Cowan. We've had a pretty cracker of a sail today already, bit of an upwind beat up Pittwater. And Phil, we're using your number 1, which is performing pretty well actually. It's really nice. Pretty light winds today, but we're cruising at about 4.5 knots, dead down, wing on wing. It's pretty good. I've no idea what the tide's doing at the moment. It might be helping us, but we're cruising along really nicely.
It just helps me understand what I'm doing.
So cracker of sail, wind's pretty much dead where we are anyway. So got Jodie on the helm today, trying to give her a bit more experience beating up wind and going downwind and things like that. But we'll head into Refuge Bay for the night and chill out. So we've made it to Hallett's beach, Cowan River. Pretty good. So we spent last night in Refuge Bay. It was a handful of boats, but pretty eager to go for a swim. And the problem with Refuge Bay is that every boat's going there like one at a time to this tiny little beach. So we went around the corner and we went to Hallett's beach here, Hallett's Bay, whatever you want to call it. And there's not a soul here. There's a few public moorings, and we're going to go for a swim. My camera finally shit itself, so I haven't been able to get any decent footage because my action cam, which I can mount, it won't switch on, won't charge up, switch on. So I'm down to the mobile phone. So we are in Stingray Bay, which is pretty far up the Cowan. At the moment, we just stopped over at Cottage Point today and bought the most expensive 6-pack of alcohol in the whole world, and that's pretty much about it. Trying a bit of fishing at the moment. It's a good old crumbed raw chicken. Nothing's biting. But here we are. Pretty nice. What's for brekkie?
Toast.
Toast. Nice. Nice. So I've been up the Cowan now for 3 days, 3-4 days, something like that. We're in Stingray Bay still. A pretty pleasurable night. We're going to try and head off to Brooklyn today. We've got a nice light southerly blowing. Pull the heady out and we'll head downwind. So I ended up buying these foam bungs. They're actually key rings. It's supposed to act like a float, I suppose, but also an emergency bung. They're not cheap though. I think it was like $15 a bung, but they have to try and fit into this really obscure sort of hole. They do the job keeping the water out from there, but the problem is in the back there, along the transom, there's 3 big scupper valves, which still let the water in, but they don't let the water out very well. So it's a bit of a problem at the moment. We've got to try and solve over time. But yeah, we'll see how we go. All right, time to kick the old girl over. Let's open up the breather. Prime the bulb. There's the bulb. There's the bulb. Pretty good. I added an inline filter to the mix just to see if we can, you know, make sure we don't get any little pieces of crud in the engine. And there she is. Alright, so put that into neutral, pull the choke out. First pull, let it warm up. Beautiful. See you later, Stingray Bay. Beautiful little downwind sort of sail just on the heady. A bit light, a little bit fluky, but we're moving. It's coming into Cottage Point. Looks like a, I've never been here before, but it's looks pretty rich. There are some serious houses here. We stopped yesterday in Cottage Point to get some supplies, but they had bugger all and it was stupidly expensive. So, well, we've got a pretty slow downwind sail at the moment. We've got another Beneteau or whatever the hell it is in front of us. But interesting sailing in these waters. I've never sailed in a river like this before, and it's amazing how the wind just fluctuates and goes all over the place. We were having a nice downwind and then all of a sudden got hit by about a 10-15 knot head-on breeze, and yeah, let's just say it was a little bit how you're going, but slowly getting there. So still motor sailing, just heading past Little Jerusalem, and there's Jerusalem Bay entrance in there. We're getting a pretty nice sort of, I'd say it's about 8-9 knots of breeze, but fluctuating like crazy. So we got the little Mercury just sort of pushing us along, just to sort of keep us moving. And we're on our way. We're now going to be heading east towards Refuge Bay and the entrance to the Hawkesbury. Yeah, nice little motor sail at the moment. Plenty of sunlight today. Solar panels are getting a nice charge. We've still got heaps of food, heaps of water. We're just going to go into the Hawkesbury and try and get a couple of small things and hopefully get some internet as well. Actually, we've been out of reception and range for the past 4 days, which is not a bad thing. You know, it's nice to sort of unplug from the world a little bit. But there's a couple of things we need to sort out. We need to pay as well, and we can't do that digitally because we got no reception. But well, the world keeps moving on. But cracker of a day. We've had 2 days in a row of above 25 degrees. So beautiful. Jodie's been doing an absolute cracker of a job steering. A couple of weird sort of semi-scary moments with sudden wind changes and gusts, but it's all a learning curve. Beautiful sailing, dead downwind, got the heady out, probably doing about 3.5 knots, I think. That's all we need to do, we're in no rush. Cracker of a day, plenty of sun. It's surprisingly been quite busy on the Cowan lately, and I think it's almost due to the fact that everyone seems to be just trying to get out on their boat. But it just seems to be all like big, expensive fandangle yachts coming out. There's no like travelling boats, but yeah, well, haven't had many issues. Whoop, sail's trying to move. Hallett's Beach. There is Refuge down there where those 2 yachts are, the motorboat and the sailboat. And then the little beach in here, I forget the name of it, but apparently there's a waterfall over there that you can shower and bathe, or even collect the water if you're game enough. But still sailing really nicely, still probably doing about 2-3 knots. And we've got the entrance to the Hawkesbury just up on the left. So we're going to head up into there, head up into Brooklyn, see if we can get some stuff, and then we'll figure out from there what's going to happen. So I've turned into the Hawkesbury now. The entrance straight over there, that little pointy thing right there is Lion Island. And we've got Refuge Bay, a couple of the fishing boats out the back, and a bunch of little fishing boats here. Must be something going on. And we're going to come around. We have Parsley Bay on the left, and Dengar Island straight ahead. So coming up to Parsley Bay, I call it the home of top hats. Last time, a little story, me and a mate got asked to do a delivery of a top hat once, about 3-4 years ago. And he said, oh yeah, it's up at Parsley Bay. I was like, oh yeah, sweet, you know. And he sent us a message going, oh, it's the name of it, blah, blah, it looks like this is the colour. And I was thinking to myself, oh, you know, I know what a top hat looks like, should be right. And we get out there, and no exaggeration, I think I counted like 13 top hats in that one bay. And we ended up having to row to each top hat and like check the name and everything on it. And lo and behold, it was the top hat right out the back, right on the outside of the mooring field, which sucked. But yeah, it was a funny old experience. So we're just coming up into near Dengar Island here, and hopefully we're going to grab a mooring up here, which will be good, and get some stuff. But the wind's picked up a little bit. It was forecast to be from the south today, but it's more like a northwest, and but it's not too bad. Made it into the beautiful Brooklyn. Just grab one of the houseboat moorings, which is about 3 of them. There's 2 other yachts over there. Just went ashore to get some supplies. Probably the most expensive supplies you'll ever pay in your life. I don't understand why everything around here is just like 3 times the price of normal shit. Tad irritating. And over there is Dengar Island. So we're going to chill out here for the night and see what's going on. First time in about 3 or 4 days that we've had phone reception. So I think we're going to do a bit of internet binging.